Welcome to the Coffee with Cheryl podcast, the podcast for women over 50 who want to live their best life right now. Imagine having the courage to reinvent your life financially, professionally, personally, and spiritually. Join Cheryl and guests as they share practical tips and resources to inspire you to achieve the lifestyle of your dreams. So grab your favorite mug. It's time for Coffee with Cheryl.
Welcome to the Coffee with Cheryl podcast, a podcast for women over 50 who want to live their best life right now. I am your host, Cheryl Garrison. I am a publisher, Becoming 50 Something Publications. I am an author. I am a coach, and I am passionate about everything that has to do with women over 50. Welcome to our podcast for this wonderful month of October. We are getting into the fall season, and I'm so excited living here in Phoenix because hopefully in the next week or so we'll get down to 90 degrees. Right now it's 107, and it is so hot in Phoenix. But I want to welcome you to this wonderful Monday, and I hope that you are having a fantastic month so far. We're going to talk today about living your best life, and we're really talking about reinvention. And I'll tell you why this is the topic for this month. As we begin to get to the end of 2024, I know we have a few months, I always like to start thinking about what my goals are for 2025. And lately, I've been talking and having conversations with many of you who have been really trying to figure out, okay, I need to take the next step. I need to take a giant leap forward, and I don't know what that is. I'm stuck. I talked to a woman just yesterday who talked about being stuck, and she has a high-powered job. She's a VP of a large nonprofit and just makes really good income. But right now she's feeling stuck and feeling as if, where do I go from here? Life has to give me more than what it is giving me right now. And I decided that I would talk this month about reinvention. And I'm actually, at the end of the podcast, I'll share with you a workshop that I am preparing for the first part of November that will get to the heart of reinvention and how you reinvent your life. My life has been totally reinvented from what it was when I started this journey as an entrepreneur. And I'll share with you some of the ways that happened for me. I don't know if some of you may have either written or read or know about my book. The first book I wrote, Reinvent Yourself. And it's a tiny little book, but it's packed with some steps on how to take that step forward and choose the life that you want to live after 50. I can tell you, and I'm sure some of you can attest to this. I'm losing friends as we start to age. We see the people that we've looked up to and that we've who've been our mentors. We see them leaving here, and I know that I want to leave a legacy here for my children and for the women who have come into the 50 something network over the years. And so I'm sure you're probably thinking the same. I want to do something other than exist and live from day to day to day, especially after we come through this pandemic, which took a lot of our dreams and put them on hold. So I want to talk about that whole thing of reinvention, which is how 50 something lifestyle got started, talking about reinvention. And we'll get into that. But as we always do, I want to share with you our quote I have a couple quotes for today, and I want to read them to you so that you can share along with me. Our first quote: "You must learn a new way to think before you can master a new way to be." Reinvention is all up here. And the second one is, "You are never too old to reinvent yourself." And that is truly the quote that started the 50 something lifestyle journey, which started with helping women build businesses through my business coaching, helping women build reinvention plans through the coaching and helping them take new direction for their life, and then turning their story into books and helping them share their stories with the world through our publication wing. So reinventing myself when I was faced with where do I go now, these are some of the things that I did to get to that point of reinvention. And again, that's where it all began. I share this story. I want to share it with you. I share it sometimes when I'm speaking. It's one that I don't think I can share enough because it really talks about what it takes to change your life, change your circumstance. And this is the story about the donkey. There was a man who lived on an old farm, and he had a donkey, and he just let the donkey roam on the grounds. He didn't keep his grounds well. He just let things go to waste. And one day his donkey fell into a well that was unused. And he found himself, the donkey found himself at the bottom of this well, this hole in the ground, and he couldn't get out. And so the donkey started making sounds, neighing, and letting the man know if he felt that if he made enough noise, that the owner would come and get him out of the well and save him. Because he knew he had more purpose than just being stuck at the bottom of this well. And so he made the noise, and the man finally heard the noise and saw the donkey down in the hole, and he was so lazy that he did not want to take the donkey out. He says, "Oh, well, I'm just going to cover the hole and poor donkey." So he got a shovel and started getting shovels of dirt and throwing them on top of the donkey in the bottom of the well. And every time a pallet of dirt hit him, the donkey would shake it off. He shook it off. Just think about that. Every time someone tells you that you're too old or that you're not knowledgeable enough or you don't have enough skill, shake it off like the donkey. So every time he shoveled something on the dirt on top of him, he shook it off and he stepped on top of the dirt. And the man kept shoveling and shoveling, and finally he recognized that the donkey had shaken off enough of the dirt that he was able to stand on top of the mound of dirt and pull himself out of the well. And so the moral of this story is, as life dumps dirt on you, and it dumps dirt on your dreams and on your goals and on the things that you want to do to have that truly reinvented life, shake it off, stand on top of it, conquer it, and survive. And so I hope that retelling that story has captured someone's attention and to let you know that, life is what we make of it. And as people dump dirt on it, as life dumps dirt, shake it off, step on top of it, and step out into a brand new future for yourself. So we're going to talk a few things. I like to give my little tips, and I'm going to give you some tips that I use to reinvent my life. And these are different from some of the things that I share in my book. They're crafted a little differently, but it all comes down to the same thing, that reinvention is in your hands. What your life becomes is in your hands. So first, here we go. Get your pencil if you want to write them down. Know who you are. It all begins with knowing who we are. If we do not know who we are, we can't take this person anywhere. If you can't look in the mirror and look and see the person that you believe that you are, that you want to be, then that's step one. It's in your mind. Who are you? That question comes up a lot when you're talking about mindset and talk about life changing. You have to know what are your values, what are your beliefs, what's important to you, what makes you passionate, what is your purpose, who are you? Are you still that little girl that sits in the corner whining because things aren't going your way? Or are you a grown woman and making the decisions that, hey, I've done my part. I've raised my children. I've worked in my career. I've done all these things in the community. I've done all this. Now it's time for me to do something for me. So you can't do that if you don't know who you are. So get in touch with the person that you are. And that starts with affirming positive things about who you are at the base of your character. It's not about being a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher or a musician or author. Those are things that you do. But who are you? What's important to you? What makes your heart sing? Is it being able to enjoy a sunset or to be able to get up in the mornings and take a walk to settle what's going on inside or to pick up your devotional and feed your spirit? Who are you? First of all, answer that question. What makes you tick? What is your purpose and your passion at the core of who you are? So answer that question first. And if it takes jotting down things that are important to you and thinking about the things that make your heart sing, write them down. And then eliminate those things that, oh no, this is what I do. This isn't really who I am. So first of all, look in the mirror. Take a hard look at that person looking back to you. Who are you? Are you a strong woman or are you making excuses for everything that goes on in your life? Make that decision. Who are you? Secondly, know what you want. You can't make a change if you don't know what you want in life. We want things. We have desires. We have dreams. We have goals. And we find every excuse possible to put them on hold. Like, well, I want to, I'm going to always stick with that book. I want to write a book. And then you make oh, no one really cares about what I think. Or I don't have the skill to do that. Or my story's not important enough. Or it costs too much money for me to do that. Or I'm just not worthy of it. Those are excuses. If you want to be an author and author your own story, then you have to find all the reasons that you need to do it. And then you surround yourself with people who will encourage you to do it. But you have to know what it is that you want. If you want to live this life where you are retired and you wake up every day and you get to go to your gym and you get to go have coffee with your friends, have brunch with your friends, travel to Spain, travel wherever, and this is the life that you want, then make that happen. It doesn't always have to be about a career or a business or this or that. It could be just knowing what is the life that you want to live after 50. What do you want? If you want to be a speaker, then put that in your dreams. Those are the goals. know it and state it without any doubt. This is what I want to do. I met with a lady a couple of weeks ago, and she's written a couple books, and she's been through domestic violence, and feels that she has something to share with women who have also done that. And now she wants to be able to go and speak and write books and do things to counsel, coach women who've been through that. And so she has spent a lot of her life making excuses not to do it. And now she's come to the conclusion, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to fight to be. So think about what it is that you want to be and do and that you've been putting on hold. So know what you want and be clear on that, whatever that is. Write it down, jot it down, and don't let money, time, knowledge, any of those things keep you from declaring what you want, because those are obstacles that can be overcome. Those are things that you can get through and fight through and get to where you want to be. So make sure that you know what you want. First, know who you are, then know what you want. Secondly, you got to know how you're going to get what you want. Is it a matter of doing more research about what it is? Is it a matter of getting more education? Is it a matter of even getting a second part-time job to have that extra money to get you certified as a coach if that's what you want to do, or to get you to totally change what you are doing in your career and make a career change? Know how you're going to do that, and that's where the work comes in. You have to take the time to do the research of what it is that you want and then how you're doing it. And the best way to do it is to find people who are doing it and then look at how they got there. You see influencers all over social media doing things that I want to do that. I know a lady, young lady who wants to. She sees these influencers who are online. They're selling jewelry. They're selling clothing. They have these little online pop-up stores, and that's what would sing into her heart. And she knows that's what she wants to do. So now it's a matter of what do you need? How do you get a vendors? How do you get the materials? How do you get the audience? How do you build your social media? How do you do these things? But she spends time listening to the people who are doing and studying what they're doing so that when it's her time to break out and do it, she has looked at the people who have successfully doing it and research what they do, and she'll be able to go and do that for herself because she took the time to know how she was going to get what she wants to do. So do your research. Like I said, if it's something huge, and you have the ability to get a business loan, if it's a big business, or if it's starting your own nonprofit, go research how to get that started. How do you get your 501c and start your own nonprofit and do something to help people do the work at this point? So you have to know who you are. You have to know what you want, and then you have to know how you're going to get what you want. And don't let the things that people tell, the negative stuff, those negative thoughts that come into our heads, the negative people who say, "Oh, you can't do that," or the fact that it's going to cost too much money, it's going to take too much time. I don't. Only if. Let all those things go and fight for what you want. That's reinvention takes fighting and looking at the whole of your life and knowing what you need to do to make that change. And then lastly, this is it. This is the core of anything that you do. You have to make a commitment to do it. You have to make a commitment to reinvent your life. So if you're saying in 2025, I want to start the year out as this or working toward this, then you have to commit that January 1, 2025, you're going to step into that new year with that in progress, or that you're saying, okay, on this date, this is what I'm going to start it. You can't do any of this by just being vague. Oh, I'm going to do it at some. You have to have some very definite date on when you want this thing to happen. I talk to so many women. Oh, I'm going to write my book. I'm going to get with you. I'm going to do it in the spring. I'm going to do it in the fall. I'm going to do it in the winter. Oh, I'm going to do it next year. And they just keep putting it off and off and off and off. And while they're doing that, the women who know what they want to do and who are doing that are publishing books. They're having articles written about them. They're going to book signings. They're going to conferences. They're enjoying what they wanted to get out of writing that book. So if that's you and you keep putting it on hold and go, oh, I'll talk to you later. Sure, I'll get to you. I'll get to you. I'll get to you. Get to me and get it done. So whatever that reinvention is for your life, the most important part of it is committing to do it. And you can't commit to do something that doesn't have a definite completion date, a start and end date. I'm going to start doing this on this day, and I'm going to end it by this day. And of course, things happen. But in the midst of doing it, if you have those definite plans, you can reach your goal of reinvention. When I finished my book Legacy that I had just put it off and off and off, I finally said, okay, I'm going to give this book a date, something I had never done. I had done it on my nonfiction book. On my fiction book, I just kept writing, 10 years writing, and there go back to it and read and say, oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Once I gave it a date, I reached that date. And now I can call myself a published fiction writer, which is something that I had always dreamed of being and doing. And so in that whole line of reinvention for my life, all the things that I wanted to do, once I made a decision that, okay, I'm 50 something, that's when I decided I'm going to do this. And I started, now my life looks totally different than it did before I made the decision to reinvent. So I hope that you will do that same thing. Know who you are, know what you want, know how you're going to do it, and commit. That's so simple. That's 4 different steps. And we do it for others. We do it in other circumstances. We just don't do it for ourselves. So ladies, October is going to be talking about reinvention, and I will be starting to promote it's going to be on the Saturday, and it's going to be about 3 hours, and we're going to go through what I call a living your best life planner, and we're going to plan out your reinvented life for 2025, the rest of 2024 through 2025. And once you do that, once you have those things, then we're going to assign each other accountability partners to help us make sure that we meet the deadlines and the dates that we're going to sit together. All the ladies who joined me on this online venture, we're going to be together and go through this process together and end up with reinvented lives. For me, it started with Reinvention, 50-something lifestyle. Started with Reinvent Yourself, my first book. It started with Reinvention coaching, and it's going to go back to that basis of getting what you want and doing the things in life that are your purpose and your passion for life. And I'm also going to have a special bonus for women who take come and join me at this event. It's a 30-day reinvention guide. 30 days of things you can do, and going through those things will make a difference in your life. If you're looking for something different, and like I said, I had just been talking to too many women who said, I'm stuck. And I remember speaking on being stuck in cement to where you want to move, but the cement is just, you're just so bogged down in junk that you can't make that step. So this event that you will be hearing about is going to give you the chisel to break off that cemented block and let you walk freely to your reinvented life. I hope that you heard something today that's going to change your life. Remember, you plan your life, you change your life. And so don't think about doing it 3 years from now or tomorrow. Think about doing it today. And I hope you have a great Monday and enjoy this week. I'm hoping that this week we'll get to the 90s in Phoenix. But wherever you are, enjoy your Monday, enjoy this week, and look for the information on this event, this reinvention. Believe I'm going to call it Get Unstuck and Reinvent Your Life. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of this day and that you will join me in November for the next podcast. So have a great, great, great day.